A woman holding a sign has caused the largest accident in Tour de France history. Let's talk about it. Hi guys, JNewtz here, welcome back to the channel. Before I get started, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, click subscribe and ring that grey notification bell so that you know every time that I make videos. Now, let's get into this. The Tour de France is currently going on around the world. It is the world's largest cycling event. And recently, this happened. Ooh, that's nasty. Now, unfortunately, this woman was merely just showing her support by holding up a sign which translates into English as "Go Grandad Grandma." Little did she know that day she was going to cause the largest disaster ever in Tour de France history. And just to demonstrate the sense of scale of how large an accident this was, let's watch it again. Sadly, this woman has been arrested by French police and subsequently is being sued. And the reason why she's being sued is to make sure that the small minority of people that want to try this themselves don't spoil it for everybody else. And whilst it is unfortunate that this little disaster happened, it's a cardboard sign. So the question naturally needs to be asked, what kind of a snowflake do you have to be in order to let a cardboard sign knock you off your bike? Because crashing into a sign will obviously disorientate you for a split second, the person who fell has clearly also caused the largest crash in history. So, to the snowflake who fell, well, you should bear half the burden as well. It's a cardboard sign. It's not made out of corflute, it's not made out of steel or metal, you didn't get knocked out, it's a cardboard sign. You can't make some of this shit up. Imagine the rider giving the description to the police. Okay, sir, will you please tell us in your own time what happened to cause the crash? Well, I was riding my bike, and I got hit in the head with a cardboard sign, and I fell off my bike. For everybody who loves sport and is a fan of events such as the Tour de France, clearly I can understand that you were shocked and maybe devastated by the unfoldings of this tragic event. However, for all the motorists out there, for all the people who have to deal with cyclists being annoying on a daily or weekly basis, I'm sure that just like me, you watch this and you quietly, or maybe not so quietly, laughed to yourself. Because from a motorist's point of view, I'm sure that you'll agree this is the best thing we've ever seen happen to cyclists. This woman shouldn't be arrested, she shouldn't be sued, she should get a fucking medal. She has successfully done what so many motorists have wanted to do for cyclists for years and years and years. She finally knocked one off their bike. She caused a chain reaction for them all to get knocked off their bike. They all basically imploded like a building falling to the ground, like a pile of bricks. And it was the most satisfying moment that I know I have ever seen. And I would love to see more of this happen again to cyclists around the world. Yeah, what can I say? I'm a bit of a cunt. But I'm sure there are people out there, maybe even you, that definitely agree with what I'm saying. Because we have all suffered the horrendous attitudes of cyclists where they take up an entire lane. They don't ride in single file, they ride as a pact. And seeing cyclists form together in a huge crash like this, even for a sporting event, is absolute poetic justice. So I say we should be celebrating this lady. In fact, she could be a trendsetter. We could employ her here to help eradicate the nuisances that are the cyclists. She could be giving seminars and training all over the world, teaching other people how to knock cyclists off their bike. She could become a millionaire. I would love to see people employed by the side of the road, holding up cardboard signs and whacking cyclists over the head with them whenever they're approached if they are not riding in single file or as a large group. Because cyclists, you definitely deserve it. You have to be put in your place, and if you think, oh my god, it's so tragic that this happened to the Tour de France, well, maybe it was, but if it happened to you on a regular day, well, you fucking deserve it. So I, for one, applaud this woman, and I would love to see more of this happen in the future to other cyclists. I did warn you, bit of a cunt. Well, that's it. If you are somebody who has always been sick of cyclists and you agree with what I'm saying, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're a cyclist who is offended by everything I say, well, go off and buy yourself a skinny latte and fuck off. In the meantime, guys, subscribe to the channel, ring that great notification bell, and I will see you next time. I watched that crash many times in slow motion just to really see the agony that it caused. Does that make me a bad person? Fuck it.